From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 25th, 2024. Israeli troops continue to fight Hamas terrorists in Gaza. The IDF giving updates today from the areas of Khan Yunis, central and northern Gaza, where ground troops eliminated dozens of terrorists and destroyed terrorist infrastructure, with assistance as well from the Israeli Air Force. The Times of Israel said that yesterday the incident in which a facility of UNWRA, the UN Relief and Works Agency, was hit is being looked into by the IDF. The structure was being used as a shelter for Gazan civilians. 9 people were said to have been killed. The Times cited the IDF saying that the UN center had not been hit by an IDF airstrike or artillery fire, but was conducting a thorough review, also saying the hit might have been caused by an errant Hamas rocket. The IDF continues to defend its northern border with Lebanon, noting that Israeli fighter jets attacked a series of military targets of the Hezbollah terrorist organization, including, it said, a military airstrip and infrastructure used by the organization to direct terrorism to the home of the State of Israel. Earlier today, the IDF said 2 hostile aerial targets of the Hezbollah terrorist organization fell near Kfar Blum in the Galilee in northern Israel. There were no casualties there and no damage caused. Israel's President Isaac Herzog, in partnership with the International March of the Living, held a special event at his residence in Jerusalem today ahead of International Holocaust Memorial Day, which is being marked this Saturday. The event brought together Holocaust survivors, including 10 survivors who were saved as part of the Kindertransport operation, launched 85 years ago, that saved the lives of thousands of children from the Nazis. Herzog told those gathered, International Holocaust Memorial Day is not only about remembering the past, it is about our shared responsibility to the present and the future. We have with us survivors of the Holocaust, he said, those who were forced from their homes and taken away from their families because of the Nazis. And to our great sorrow, we're witness to the horrors of October the 7th, and were once again displaced from their homes. This day, he said, is about educating the whole world about the dangers of hatred and anti-Semitism in particular. We have seen where this can lead, Herzog said, and on October the 7th, we got a terrible and painful reminder. And turning to here in the U.S., Democratic Representative Kathy Manning and Republican Representative Chris Smith led a bipartisan group of 210 members of Congress who signed on to a letter to U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Tuesday, denouncing, it wrote, South Africa's baseless case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, which accuses Israel of committing genocide against the Palestinians in Gaza. The letter states in part, South Africa makes grossly unfounded and defamatory charges against Israel on the world stage, abusing the judicial process in order to delegitimize the democratic state of Israel. We vigorously denounce South Africa's deeply hostile stance towards Israel and thoroughly reject its charge of genocide. A ruling from the ICJ is expected tomorrow. 2 businesses were vandalized at a popular shopping center in Scarsdale, New York, overnight last night. The Golden Horseshoe sits across the street from the Jewish Community Center of Westchester and also houses the community's main kosher supermarket. These stores that were targeted reportedly had "We Stand with Israel" signs in their windows. The vandal, captured on video, spray-painted the words "genocide supporters" on the store's windows. American Jewish Committee Westchester Fairfield Director Myra Clark Siegel said this ugly act of anti-Semitism has no place in Westchester or anywhere else. Targeting businesses because they are located in an area with a considerable Jewish population is a vile form of hatred and requires zero tolerance. And today the community showed up to stand against hate and to show their support. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, January the 25th. At 7 o'clock, as we approach International Holocaust Remembrance Day on Saturday, we bring you a short film from the International March of the Living on the rescue of children on the Kindertransport, and an historical overview from noted Holocaust scholar Michael Berenbaum. At 7:30, Roberta Grossman talks about her documentary, Who Will Write Our History? At 8, Abigail Pogrebin sits down with Justin Pines to talk about a new Yom HaShoah ritual. At 9, it's part 2 of Abe Foxman on L'chaim. At 10, Jewish 101. And then at 10:30, an FIDF Live war briefing. And coming up next, it's FIDF Live, where a reservist shares his experience on the front lines of the Gaza war. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 25th, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.